Dear listener, welcome to the Quarter Hour. Thanks to Audata, the operating system for modern media. And today, I'm in sunny Cairns. And I'm here at Star 102.7 and the local breakfast show of Johnny and Inkie are with me. Hi, guys.
G'day.
How are you, mate?
I'm very well. Nice to be in sunny Cairns.
Well, welcome to Far North Queensland. We do normally turn the sun on. Today, Mother Nature's deciding to do what she wants to do.
Yeah,
but normally this time of weather, it is mint.
Okay, well, I'm from Melbourne, so I don't complain about the weather at all.
True. That's
Particularly
a fair
to my family who are at home and just, 7 degrees.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to talk about your journey together as a show, but let's just set the table for people who don't know Australian radio very well. So Cairns is about the 14th or 15th biggest market, I think, in Australia. And tourism's your number one driver here, isn't it?
Absolutely. Tourism is still huge. Very lucky that we do have an international airport, which wasn't the case for so many years. But so that is really good for us, not only domestically, but then also internationally as well. So tourism is still big.
Yeah. And I'm here with a conference. The conference is called Cairns Crocodiles, which is like the Australian version of the Cairns Lions.
Yeah.
Huge.
Huge.
Look, nowhere near as flashy. Like, we're not all out on a yacht drinking red wine. We're
Well,
kind
there
of...
were,
I
apparently.
think there was a super yacht.
I didn't know about this.
Someone mentioned a super yacht yesterday. I thought, well, hang on a minute. How do I get an invite to that one?
Where the hell is that super yacht? I've now got to find it. That's my mission. So let's just talk quickly about the market because I used to work in regional radio and I'm a big fan of regional radio as both a talent development pipeline for people who want to do bigger things in their career. But the connection you get with local audiences, I think, is unmatched. Do you want to talk to that a bit?
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. And I think and Inkie will speak to this as well, but I think one of the biggest and one of the best parts of our show is our listeners. It's incredible, the stories they come up with, and just feels so much like a close-knit community here, like almost like a family. I remember, and this is my third year here in Cairns, and just coming into this market, it felt like I was joining a family. And I know that can sound a little cheesy, but it's so true.
Yeah.
And yeah, a big part of our show is our listeners. They're amazing. And everything that we try to do, we always try to think, what's in it for the listener? How can we give or deliver a product that's going to not only serve them, but make them a part of it as well.
Yeah. I think it's also good that you get a lot of response from callers. So callers have drifted off a bit in some markets around the world, but I think in local radio, when you're doing a local breakfast show, like they are your lifeblood, right?
Absolutely. They're better storytellers than what we are. Like they are. Their stories they tell. A lot of the times we've created such a safe space for them that it is so many times they'll say, I've actually never told anybody this story. Or so you go, oh, well, and so now you're telling us, who then is telling the world, because obviously you're on the radio right now. But family is perfect. Very dysfunctional family. My gosh, there are some Uncle Mervs that are a part of it that, you don't want to invite to the wedding, but he has to come along to the wedding. There's a little bit of rogue. But I think that's the thing. And like Johnny said, it's the connection. And it's connection through the good times, but it's also for a regional town like us, and especially here in tropical North Queensland, we have cyclones. So to be that lifeline for people as well. So when they're going through something like a cyclone, and we've had some devastation about 3 years ago where we had a 1 in 100 year flood, and that was like anything we've ever seen before. It was insane. The devastation, the houses that were lost, but you just felt like that you could be there with your family, and our family is our listeners and the people of Cairns. So you definitely feel like that, yes, they contribute, which is incredible. We are them because of them, which is the best. And also the fact that we can also be a lifeline and help out every once in a while as well.
Okay, that's great. So let's talk about you two as a pair. You came together 3 years ago?
Yeah.
Correct.
And that's Johnny when you arrived in Cairns?
Yes, yeah. I was in Mackay previously at one of our sister stations there, doing some workday stuff for them. And then I got a call saying that they had a spot that needed to be filled in Cairns. I was invited to come up and meet Inkie and just see if there was a connection there. And thankfully there was, because I'll tell you, that fly into Cairns, if you've ever done it, you could fall in love with that place before you even touch down. It's unbelievable. It was like out of a movie scene or something. So in my mind, in that moment, I decided, right, I need to make this work however I can. And thankfully it did work out quite well, and now we're here. But yeah, it was quite an interesting process because your previous co-host, obviously, you guys were together for, what was it, 15 years, I think?
Yeah, it was a long time. So very hard for Johnny to come into a job in this position where it's been so established for so long. And you don't normally get that in radio because normally people are here for a couple of years and then they bounce and then they go somewhere else, where we were here for a long time. But I knew it was going to be a great day and it was going to work for us because we went for some beers after we came to the studio and there were bagpipes. I love bagpipes.
That was it. As soon as the bagpipes came out, it was sealed.
Well, hang on a minute. Why were there bagpipes?
Oh, because we were down at Hemingway's on the Esplanade having a couple of beers and catching up. And then there was something happening within like a ball or a conference or something.
They were warming up.
Yep. And I turned around, I was like, there's bagpipes. And he's like, you like bagpipes? I'm like, you have no idea.
Yeah, I put these on for you. Do you like bagpipes? Condition of the job. Now, Inkie, you have been in Cairns a lot longer. How long?
I'm actually born and bred here in far North Queensland.
So you're allowed to call yourself a local.
I am a local.
And have you told Johnny yet that he's never able to be called a local?
No.
Because I lived in Townsville for a couple of years. And I think the rule then was 20 years. You had to be 20 years to be considered.
Wow.
Okay. I don't have strict rules like that. Okay. My rule is if you come to Far North Queensland, then love Far North Queensland, get out in our backyard and look after Far North Queensland. I am born and bred Yorkie snob girl. A Canobian through and through. What up?
Did you always want to do radio?
No, absolutely not.
Oh.
That wasn't even on my radar. Like, I've done schooling here and then bounced away and then came back. And then I actually ended up being a promo girl. I had no idea what I wanted to do in life. And I ended up being a promo girl. And then as in flipping the sausages on a Saturday and going, come down to an outside broadcast where you are and, hi, how are you? Would you like an ice cold can of Coke? And then I saw the other side of it. And obviously radio, there's so many different positions and a lot of people don't know that. But I saw the on-air side of things and I thought, that's cool.
Right.
For somebody that was at school, and I never really went to school to do anything else but socialise. And I thought, well, this is not a bad avenue for me. And then I think when it comes to radio, when you're bitten by that bug, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, you've been infected. Like, it is never going to leave you. And that's just kind of, I've just worked my way up.
Yeah. Don't talk about bugs and infected up here too much, because I know the mozzies kind of
crocodiles
can get you.
and stingers.
Because you've got such a warm voice. Like, listening this morning.
Do I?
Yeah. You've got a naturally warm voice. And
1-800. That warm or no?
Just dial different. Pull the fader down a little.
Different heat level that one, I reckon.
No, not quite.
That's a hard no.
But it surprises me that either you never thought about radio or no one ever said to you, hey, you'd be good on the radio.
With the voice? I think it's gotten deeper as I have gotten older.
Right, okay.
And I think when I started, it was right up there.
Sounded more like me, yeah.
But it's funny you say that because my voice is my voice. And I don't know anything other but what my voice is.
Yeah.
So no one's ever said that I should be on radio. What I do though, and this is a little sneak peek, because we're like a storybook. People know what our voices sound like, but don't really know what we look like until they see you and you're in an appointment. So I change my name when I'm doing some appointments.
Are you going to tell us what it is or not?
It's an appointment.
It's already been spoiled, this name.
It
in
has,
Cairns. Everyone knows it now.
Yes, but here's the thing: when you change your name, you need to make sure that you remember what the name is, because you'll be going and getting a wax in an area, there,
right.
The wax, And sometimes I've had experiences where and which is really lovely to speak to people. And I want to tell you about some things. But when you're down there and you're in these really awkward positions, one leg's up and the other one's out to the side and you're doing your things, whatever it is. And they go, so, heard you this morning and you were talking about whatever it is.
Yep.
So I have gone in and changed my name. It was Kate Clev.
Kate Clev.
I don't know where I came up with the name.
That's just a random name, isn't it?
Until they come out and go, Kate, your turn. You can look around and go, where's Kate? And they're like, Kate.
I'm Kate.
He's on her phone, not paying attention at all.
And you miss your wax.
Yeah.
Johnny, what about you? I'm not asking about waxing, by the way. I'm
Thank
asking
God.
about...
I'm going to keep that one under wraps.
Did you always want to be in radio?
I tried about 100 different jobs before I ended up in radio, but I kind of always knew I wanted to do something that involved me talking to people. I was never really that academic when it came to schooling, but I tried every job. I was a PT for a while. I was in fruit and veg. I did retail, real estate. I tried literally anything that they would allow me to do. I tried.
Yep.
And then I remember getting a just random call from a guy who was originally from Cairns, actually, and he is definitely the reason why I'm in radio today. He's unfortunately passed since, but his name was Tim Arnott, Timmy, and he was an absolute legend and really positively thought of in the radio industry. He was doing some stuff in Melbourne at the time, and he was content directing and producing this breakfast show, and they needed someone to cover an event, which I was actually in Melbourne to attend. It was a soccer game, a football game, and it was my favourite team, Liverpool. They were first time they'd come to Australia, and I was going to the game, and they made me the correspondent. They were crossing to me on the phone. And I was just not the kind of person to ever really get too nervous. I was great at speaking in front of crowds, great at, whenever we were doing the oral presentations in high school, that was the only thing I get good grade at. So I'd be like, Mum and Dad, look at this one. Can you see this? Don't worry about the others, this one.
I can talk.
Yeah. And then I just remember picking up the phone, and all of a sudden I was incredibly nervous. And it gave me that feeling of that adrenaline rush and all that. And I'm like, wow, okay, so this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And then just from there, just chase the dream.
Yeah, so Mackay, you said before Cairns?
Yeah, and previous to that was I was in Adelaide. I was working for a community station called Fresh 92.7.
Oh, yeah. Yep,
and before that I was in the Riverland for Grant Broadcasters. So
5RM?
and Magic 931.
Right,
Yeah, it was the station. So that was quite an amazing experience as well, because it's such a small population. So that's another tight-knit community. So definitely learned some things that have helped me here, for sure.
That's good.
But yeah, it was a bit of a journey.
And does Cairns feel like home for you now? And by the way, we can edit this out if you get a job offer to go to Sydney. Just saying.
No, and it definitely does, not just because of the fact that, as we already touched on, it does feel like a big family here with our listeners. But my son was also born here in Cairns.
Nice.
He's nearly 2 years old now, so little Rocky. He, it definitely makes this place feel a lot more like home, for sure.
Nice. Now tell us about the show. So do you start with the mission
really
every day?
shit show.
This ain't an air check. I'm here to just kind of pump your tyres a bit.
I think my mum and dad have stopped listening.
But do you have like a plan, or do you just go where the day takes you, where the market takes you?
No, absolutely. We have a plan. I think if you have a plan, then if things go sideways, that's the best thing, and you get taken on a different tangent. But at least if you have a plan, you know what's going on. We got a plan. We've got a plan. We've got arcs, as you do in radio. But I just love the randomness and how random that you can be in regional radio as well. Like things that are so tailored to us. We did something last year, and it was Johnny and Inkie's Cane Toad Cup. Right. And we did cane toad races. Like, where else are you going to have cane toad races in Australia?
Literally nowhere else.
And that's the thing. And yet we got these cane toad bow ties.
Oh my God, we're going to show you one of those later, mate.
Okay.
So much, but that's some small little things that kind of kick off, and then all of a sudden we're doing these huge things, which is really awesome. I mean, another little arc that we had recently, which was Peter Andre, Mysterious Girl.
Yes.
And he's in the waterfall, and he's got no top on. Do you remember that scene?
Yeah,
jeans under
it's
the
coming back to me.
waterfall.
Yeah.
For a long time here in far North Queensland, we have hung our hat on the fact that the waterfall scene has been filmed at Milla Falls, which is on the on the Tablelands, which is about an hour and a half, 2 hours from Cairns. And this all just came up because it was a part of one of our trivia questions. And then I started talking to Johnny about it, and he's like, I've never heard it before. And then other people calling in.
It's been a long-standing fact, to the point where they've got tourism companies with it on their website.
Wow.
Come and see where Peter Andre filmed Mysterious Girl.
Amazing.
And I thought, this is, amazing. I Googled it, though, and it had differing information. And we thought the only way to get to the bottom of this was contact Peter Andre.
Right. And you had him on.
Yeah, we did. After a nice, little 2-week arc of going everywhere and all of that.
This is born from nothing. Literally, it was a nothing throwaway
nothing.
thing that we just attached ourselves to. And now it's slightly regretting a little bit because...
Yeah, because it wasn't filmed here in far North Queensland.
Oh, no. Spoiler.
It
wasn't.
Kind of ruined a little bit of the tourism there, I think.
The reason why it was in Thailand is because Molly Meldrum was doing the film clip, and he had a Thai boyfriend. And that's why they were all over there. But the stories that we all heard from it was absolutely insane.
It was crazy.
Oh, my God. Well, we're out of time.
That was
we are a quarter-hour show on purpose. Hey, just quickly, just any advice you have for other people working in radio? So you've come together as a team. And I don't mean to ask you this as like, you're high on the mountain dispelling advice to people. But I think everyone's got a story that they can kind of relate to working in radio, whether it's regional, local, metro, etc. Is there something that you say, look, this is what I try and focus on. This is what I try and really remind myself to do each day, each week?
I think hard work is unbeatable. Like, you can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't have the ability to apply that, and because it's such a competitive industry, you really have to be the hardest worker in the room.
Yep.
And that's from the get-go, because you want to get recognized early, you want to get your name out there, you want people to be talking about you in a positive light, and then that can lead to so many different things, but you just got to be the hardest worker in the room. That's always helped me.
Nice.
I'd say, and it sounds a little wanky, sorry to say that,
That's
but it's be authentic.
Yep.
Like, the authentic you is why people want you. And that's why you could do the biggest promotions and competitions and people won't remember that. It's the little things that you've mentioned or said. They're the things that they pick up on, and they're the things that they connect you with. So I would say be the authentic you, because that's what makes you you.
Yep.
That's what makes you funny. That's what makes you quirky. That's what makes you whatever it is. That's how people connect to you. So I'd say be authentic.
Excellent. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you having me in, and good luck. When's your next survey?
End of the year,
Right.
we wait a whole year, which we don't mind.
Yeah, amazing,
actually.
isn't it? Yeah, the eyebrows
Whole
raised
year.
there. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. So basically, when we come back, when survey finishes, you start again, as we all know that. But I think for us, we get to really regain some momentum, which we start very early towards survey. So fingers crossed, once again, we'll be number one.
If Heine was here, which I'm sure he's going to be in a sec, he would say you're always in survey. So there you go.
Absolutely. We actually call him Swanky Hanky because,
Oh.
yes, he's got a hanky in his right pocket.
Has
and he
he?
carries it with him every
He'll show
single
you.
day.
Yeah, you ask him.
Who
he'll
still
show you.
has a hanky in
That
2026?
feels really old.
Yeah.
I really didn't think we were going to cover hankies, Molly Meldrum, Peter Andre, all in the chat, but it's been
Lanyards.
fun. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.